Gavin Newsom's been making a lot of noise recently. It sure looks like he's trying to line himself up to be the nominee for the Democrats, if not, next year, because Joe Biden ain't going to make it, certainly 4 years from now. So it's probably a good time to remind ourselves exactly who this guy is.
Mr. Mayor, good to see you. Let me start by asking you, where have you been?
$522.2 million shortfall. Last year we had a 570.
Wait a minute.
5.6. Hank, I'm here to talk about today and tomorrow. Now, yesterday I've been working my tail off. I've been out. I think I had 69 public events in the last 2.5 weeks.
I heard you say that on the radio today, and then I asked your staff, well, where's the printout? Where are these events? And your press person said, well, this is stuff he just goes to.
Yeah, these are all public events.
Right.
Yeah. So.
But look, the criticism that you have been dodging, not just the press, but also the public, that you have been sulking after dropping out of the governor's race, that you're having a temper tantrum. What do you want to say about it?
I want to say that I've been working my tail off. I've been here focused in San Francisco. I think I was gone 2 days out of the city in the last 3 weeks. We've done 69 public events. I've been as engaged or more engaged than ever. I don't read the press. It is comical, some of the things that have been written.
So the cartoon in the Chronicle that depicted you as a crying baby with the headline, Mayor, off the wall, you didn't see that?
No.
You didn't see it?
Who reads that stuff? I don't read that stuff. I focus on work. I focus on getting things done.
It's not just the press, though, that you've been absent from. I mean, I have a list of the events that you have missed.
Which ones?
Well, you want a few. The Urban Land Institute. You were scheduled to speak before 6,000 people.
I had the flu that week.
The China SF conference that was also there. They were counting on you. The Silver Spur Awards luncheon.
That was the only one I missed that I actually knew about. No, I took
2,000 people.
After I think you're focused on the Spur. I actually wish I had made. I was sick as a dog, and that was on a Monday, and was gone for 3 days.
Some of your staff members have left.
Yeah, as I said, I've made a lot of changes here.
You went to Hawaii.
For how long?
Didn't tell your own press secretary. He was blindsided.
Right.
Had to go out and tell the reporters, well, he's under the weather. Didn't know his own boss was on a plane to Hawaii, was blindsided. These are people who work for you 15, 16 hours a day.
I don't know where you come up with this, and it sort of misleads people and creates a sense of something that really doesn't exist, and so it's unfortunate. But again...
But that is exactly what happened, Mr. Mayor. The press secretary gave misinformation to the press, and then he resigned.
Yes, yeah.
Curiously, he resigned after this.
Yeah, I don't know that this is much to do about nothing. My chief of staff was aware, and to the extent that my chief of staff apparently that morning didn't communicate it to the press secretary, I guess that was the case.
But then, when it was time to talk about the city's finance problems, Newsom seemed out of patience.
Deficit, $522 million.
Yeah, it's a big deficit.
What does this mean?
Just
Layoffs?
a big deficit, a lot of work ahead of us.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, just got a lot of work ahead of us, big deficit.
At the end, he couldn't leave the room fast enough.
Off the record, I'm amazingly disappointed. Amazingly. I just am, personally,
Well, I did draw him out more about the city's deficit, which he says he will now focus on. But, Ken, it's clear that he is still sensitive about his behavior over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, Hank, I'm sure everyone noticed at the end of right there, the mayor said off the record, and he had a comment before he expressed his disappointment with the interview. Let's take the chance right now to explain to people, our viewers, how we regard off the record.
Well, simply put, a reporter has to agree with an interview subject that something is off the record. It's not up to them to simply declare that that's the case. And besides, the mayor was quite aware that our cameras were rolling on him.
Yeah, might have been a case of trying to change horses midstream. You can't do that. Once you start talking, you're talking.
Good Lord, anger issues much? I mean, does he not look like the star of the American Psycho mass murder movie? Of course he does. I mean, think about this. He wakes up every morning and deliberately combs his hair that way. I mean, he looks like Joker, not just with the hair slicked back, but that maniacal smile of his. I mean, it's bad enough that we have a governor hair gel over in the Golden State, but president hair gel? Please, let's not go there, America. And yes, I know I'm just being superficial and making fun of his style and his looks and his appearance, but the substance is bad enough. You just saw how he behaves when you dare to challenge him on an issue. And this is how he's been his entire political career. Just ask anybody in California. Even Democrats don't like this guy. And his policies, well, just think about it. For the first time in history, California has actually seen a decline in population because people are moving out of that state. The state with beautiful weather and mountains and beaches and palm trees and movie stars and swimming pools. And that's not enough to keep people there, because as you drive to your home with your beautiful palm trees and your swimming pools, you're driving past tents of criminal vagrants living on the streets, urinating on the streets, defecating on the streets, even fornicating on the streets. And Governor Newsom, who promised years ago that he would eradicate the so-called homeless crisis in California, has actually made it worse, much worse. And there's something about a politician who can smile at you, that malevolent smile, tell you that everything's fine when you know he's lying right through his teeth. And the scary thing is, I think he actually believes it.